Well, hello, this is Jeff Gaudiosi, and you're on misplacedstraws.com where music comes to life. And my guest today is a truly iconic voice, and he's using it to celebrate another iconic voice. Fascination is a record that honors and reimagines the hits from Nat King Cole. And here to talk about it is Grammy Award winner Jon Secada. Welcome, John.
Oh, welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. And let's kind of start at the beginning. You've done at least one other tribute type record, but what led you to Nat King Cole?
Well, I discussed it with the with my publisher at the time, Peer Music, and it had that was a project that was in the back of my head for a little while, as well as Gonzalo Rubalcaba, another artist that had worked with already, and it was kind of pending as something that maybe if we could put it together, we wanted to. I'm a huge fan of Nat King Cole, especially in the way that I grew up listening to his music. My parents were huge fans of his Spanish recordings, actually, and so it was someone that I respected as a musician, as a vocalist, and as a music pop historian. I knew who he was and what he meant to popular music all over the world. And I so the opportunity came with Pure Music and the fact that they a lot of the songs that he recorded were published by Pure Music, and at the time I had a partnership with Pure Music and things worked out.
Mhm. And now, the arrangements that you and Gonzalo developed are amazing. I mean, a song like
Thank you.
Stardust, it's such a standard, but it sounds fresh and modern in your take.
Thank you.
Even with a pedigree like yours, did you have to sit back a second and think about how to bring in new sounds and textures to these classic songs?
Oh yes, in fact that was my biggest hurdle
Mhm.
and uh, and my biggest assignment. To do justice to these songs in a way that I wanted to sing them, express them, communicate them in a way um, that was that would inspire by Nat King Cole himself, but at the same time with a touch of what I wanted to, for me as a vocalist, the way that I wanted to express myself and an element of conversational type of
Yeah.
singing that I felt it was important, of storytelling in a way that I felt it was important from a very conversational point of view. And that's something that for me was very, very important in this record.
I love that you just said that, that conversational point of view, because with a lot of these standards, that's really what it is. A lot of the melodies are a conversation as opposed to what you hear in pop music later on. So was it different for you kind of using that voice as opposed to what you normally sing with?
Well, I had to tap into my education. I had to tap
Mhm.
into who I am as a jazz vocalist and my training and my love for jazz music, period. Um, so yeah, this project really
Mhm.
connected with that part of me who is and will always be a jazz musician as well. And working with Gonzalo made things a lot easier,
Mhm.
of course. Gonzalo is a brilliant musician, brilliant pianist,
Mhm.
a brilliant artist, but with a sense of musicality and depth that made the process a lot easier for me.
A lot of us of a certain age grew up with our parents or our grandparents listening to Nat King Cole. And I'll admit, I never realized that he did the three records in Spanish in the late 50s and early 60s. And I was reading an interview with you where you said at that time you didn't realize that he also sang in English. It,
Yes.
was it at some point did he sort of become kind of a role model of being that bilingual artist and succeeding in both?
Yeah, in many ways, he was the uh, I guess in the opposite sense of things, one of the first Anglo crossover artists that broke into the Latin market with a tremendous success, because that's what he did
Mm,
with those recordings. I mean, he was known all over the Caribbean and Mexico as Nat King Cole, the person the Anglo artist that sang in Spanish,
mm,
and beautifully so with this charming
mm,
accent
mm,
that was so him, but because of his musicality and his phrasing, he made it work.
mm. You have quite a few special guests on the record, but none more special than your daughter, Michaela, on a gorgeous duet of Unforgettable. As a dad, what was it like, being there and recording with your daughter and just listening to the job she did on that song?
Well, Michaela, first and foremost, she's got a career of her
Mm,
own. She's doing so many things that are part of her own artistry. She graduated from Michigan with a musical theater degree. She's been on Broadway. She's working all the time, auditioning all the time between theatrical productions, between TV appearances. So me asking her meant a lot to me because how much I respect her
mm,
and respect her career and respect everything that she's done and keeps doing actually.
mm,
So the fact that we were able to do it, she lives in New York and time allowed, it was just it was great. It was her first
mm.
time in the studio doing quite something like that. And that's again those few days kind of putting it together is something I'll never forget.
Mm. Did you ever have to sort of take off the dad hat and put on the producer hat to guide her, or is it instinctual?
No, I did.
Mm,
I
mm,
did, but that's something that I feel that I'm pretty good at
mm,
in terms of working with artists, respecting artists first and
mm,
foremost, respecting who they are, respecting their craft, how they want to do certain things. And I treated my daughter in the
mm,
same way that I've treated any artist that I've ever worked with.
mm,
Always considering what she wants to do, how she wants to do it, listening to her point of view, uh, how she wants to address the phrasing, this and the other,
mm,
and then giving my 2 cents worth, but in a way to make sure that letting her know, as well as any artist in that position, that I only have their best interest in mind, and if just to try things,
mm,
see if they like, if they can live with it, but just as a way to maximize their
mm.
performance.
And in addition to the decades of vocal performances we have from you, you also excel in what you just said on the other side of the microphone there, as writer and producer as well. Is there a different kind of satisfaction when, for instance, you write something like Coming Out of the Dark with Gloria Estefan and you see that success that she had with it? Is it a different kind of satisfaction from when you go out and perform one of your songs?
Not really. I
Mm,
mean, the satisfaction I grew up uh, wanting to be a musician from the minute
mm,
that I decided to study music, and I got my bachelor's and my master's degree in
mm,
music, and the minute that I started to work as a musician, I still feel like a blue collar musician attached to my craft,
mm,
and I love doing so many things attached to the reason that I got into music. I've always felt that way. I've been a professional musician for 40 years,
mm,
41 actually.
mm,
So yeah, it's uh, from that perspective, no, it was wonderful. The
mm,
opportunity is what meant a lot to me. The opportunity to work with Gloria, write with her. Eventually, I toured with her, and that led, of course, to my own opportunities as a solo artist. But hearing her song on the radio, uh, a song that I co-wrote with her, gave me the same satisfaction as hearing, my own song. To this day,
Mhm.
if I hear a song that I've written for someone, as opposed to something that I hear of my own, I'm telling you, in the life of my kids, I get the same satisfaction
Mhm.
because it's something that I created.
Are there any other artists out there where you sit and say, "Oh, I'd love to work with that person. I have the perfect song for that kind of voice." Do you still
Well,
look for those kind of opportunities?
not really. I
Mhm.
mean, at this point, there's so many artists that I love, respect, I'm in awe of what they do. Uh, my career always started as exploring, fusioning different
Mhm.
styles of music. And I respect artists that do that. I really do, in
Mhm.
every genre, that like to mix and match
Mhm.
different things until they get their sound and get the essence of what they want to, how they want to be represented in the industry, how they want people to listen to them, whether they like it or not. And then, you take it from there and you keep making changes and things. But there's so many wonderful artists doing so many great work. And every time I hear someone that I feel it's really kind of generationally making a difference, I think that's wonderful to see. And there's just a few out there that I
Mhm.
feel are making a generational difference.
As you just kind of said, your music has bridged so many different styles, from Latin to jazz to pop to standards like what's on Fascination. Were there particular writers or composers in each of those genres that influenced you growing up, or was it just kind of a melting pot of everything coming together?
Well, it's a melting pot and specific writers, so many influences, directly and indirectly. I grew up in a great community that dealt with being bilingual.
Mhm.
So I listened to all kinds of music, both English, Spanish, but I always gravitated to Anglo music though.
Mhm.
That was always my thing. Pop, R&B, rock, dance music. But I grew up in a community that Spanglish was the way of communicating.
Mhm.
Having you talk half English, half Spanish.
Mhm.
So, and that became also the fabric of who I am, and became eventually the fabric of my music as well.
Mhm.
So for me, that's just a given,
Yeah.
but that comes by living here in South Florida,
Mhm.
and the fact that everything that I've done in my career, my education, my colleagues, the people that first started things for me, that gave me the first opportunity to be who I am as a songwriter and artist, all kind of stem from living here in South Florida.
Mhm. And you do so much for that community in South Florida and Miami. And one thing in particular I'd like to talk about a bit is your music scholarship at your alma mater, the University of Miami. Um, Music education is near and dear to my heart. I do a lot of work at the David Z Foundation with a similar mission. But talk a bit about your scholarship and your work in that area.
No, the scholarship was I did it early on in my career. Had been asked to perform in the Orange Bowl show, and I just donated the money to the department that I graduated from.
Mhm.
It was just kind of like and for me it was almost a responsibility to give something back. The fact that I was singing the Orange Bowl,
Mhm.
and and it became to this day it's always is given to a scholarship given to somebody specific to the studio music and jazz vocal department. And so yeah, 30, I guess, wait a minute, I graduated in 1985, so 40 years later, here I am being able to give something back to the university that gave me everything in terms of being a musician and eventually as an artist.
Oh, that's a great thing. I definitely commend you on that. And getting back to the Fascination record, do you have any tour dates coming up where you get on the road and promote the record?
We don't know about that. I'm not sure. There's so many other things that have going on this year that are going to be huge, huge things.
Mm,
I can't speak of them yet, but it does deal with, at this point, the legacy of my career, what has happened
mm,
to me over the last 41 years as a musician, as an artist, as a
mm,
songwriter, and it deals with yeah, what's going on in my life as well. So there's big things coming for me as an entertainer, in terms of my catalog and so many wonderful things. But yeah, big year coming. I
mm,
can't I can't really speak of some of the specifics, but yeah, I'm excited about it.
Well, and that's always good to hear. I mean, do you see a time? I mean, being a musician is such a part of who you are. Do you see a time when you'll start to step back and say, okay, I think it's time to retire? Or do you think it's something that's always going to be there for you?
Well, I'll be okay. I'm going to be completely transparently honest with you. I thought that maybe this year
Mhm.
would have been the year that I was just going to say, you know what, I'm going to slow down.
Mhm.
But then all of a sudden, this new opportunity comes in, and I'm like, maybe I can take advantage and do something else. So, and that's when I realized that I'm still passionate.
Yeah.
I'm still passionate.
Mm,
I still feel the passion of what I love.
mm,
And I guess, I know I cannot give it up yet.
mm,
I can't.
mm,
So I've been in it. I've been in it for 41 years and I'm gonna keep going.
mm.
I guess.
Yeah.
I have no choice. I gotta do it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it and I can't say no to it.
Yeah. And if fascination's any indication, you're still doing it at an incredibly high level. So
Thank
that's
you.
always
Thank
a
you.
good thing.
Thank you.
Well, we've been spending some time here with Jon Secada. The record is called Fascination. It's a amazing tribute to the great Nat King Cole. It's out everywhere now. I definitely recommend listening to it. And John, we'll be looking forward to everything you have coming up this year.
You
Thanks
got
so
it.
much.
Thank you.